Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my garden. Yaje here, super excited to share another gardening video with you. So today is the 31st of May 2025 and we are going to do a tour of my home garden. The reason why I like to do these tours and share them with you is to take a snapshot or a video shot of the garden rather, document what is happening and then share with you the lessons learned, the knowledge, the experience, and so on and so forth. All right, today is Sunday, the 18th of May, and we have quite a few ripe tomatoes on the vine, so I'm gonna be picking them today. So this one is the San Marzano tomatoes. It's an Italian tomato. And this one is the red snapper. Okay, let me show you tomatoes that I was able to have. Oops, hang on. All right, tomatoes that I was able to harvest from here. The red snapper tomatoes and the San Marzano tomatoes. Okay, tribe, let me show you something. So I inspect my tomato plants almost every day. Yesterday was fine. I come today and I notice that the leaves are gone. So obviously they are being eaten by something, you see. The leaves are gone over here and then here as well. You see all of these top leaves, they are all gone. So something is eating my tomatoes. Something is really having a feast with my tomato leaves. You want to see what that something is because I spotted it. Look, can you see it? Can you see this ugly pest? That's a caterpillar. So this thing can damage your entire crop overnight, literally. So yeah, I don't know if there's more than one, but definitely this has been feasting on my tomatoes, so it has to go to even know. Okay, let me cut this. Oof. So yeah, that is the culprit. I'm gonna keep looking. Maybe there's more than one. I don't know. I'm not sure what the particular name of this caterpillar is, but it definitely has destroyed a good part of my tomatoes. This is the first time I'm seeing this in the garden. It's quite ugly. What is the name of this caterpillar? If you know, drop a comment down below. Thank you. Now, this vegetable that you see here, this is what is known as the bitter leaf. This is the country bitter leaves, just meaning native bitter leaf. The scientific name, amygdalina. No, Vernonia amygdalina. Yes, that's the scientific name. And as you can see, it is doing so well. Now, I've been harvesting these bitter leaves, but the way that I harvest my bitter leaves, and here's your tip, is I just do bottom pruning. I harvest just the leaves and then I let like a couple of leaves here, and then it keeps growing, and I just harvest the bottom. That way the stems have time to mature. Now when the stems mature, then I'm gonna cut, like prune it right at the bottom, and then I'm gonna propagate that stem. So that's what I've been doing to literally grow bitter leaves all over my garden, which is what I'm going to show you right now. I know some of you have been reaching out and you've been asking me if I have stems. No, I don't have stems yet, and that's because the stems are not yet mature. I prefer to have like mature stems with, the brown bark, so that when you propagate that, cut it and do the stem propagation, there are higher chances that it will root and then take off. Now let me show you the rest of the bitter leaves that I have growing in this garden, because it is crazy. So now I'm going to show you the different types of okra that I have growing. Now, when I did the last video, somebody was very surprised that they did not see a ton of okra already growing. And that is because I wait until the summer, like beginning of June, to start focusing on my okra. Okra thrives in the Houston heat. So I try to grow other things like in March, April, and May. And then starting in June, I start to put a focus on the okra, the water leaves, the ewedu, things like that. But I already have a few okra plants in the garden, and I've started harvesting some pots already. They tend to hide. This is one. This one is the Hill Country red okra, my favorite okra, because it's such a beautiful okra plant. It has this burgundy and green color on the plant and on the okra pot as well. There's one growing right here. I think this one even self-seeded. I did not plant it. There's another one growing over there. You can't see it, but there's one there, and there's others potted everywhere in this garden. Let me show you. Okay, so let's see the okra plant. See this one right here? There's two here, and again, I did not plant I did not plant that one. It's self-seeded. That's another one there. I didn't plant it either. They're just growing everywhere, and that is because at the end of the season, I kind of just threw the okra here. As you can see, I threw all of the okra stems and stuff over here, and So this 2025, I really wanted to focus on the garden huckleberry more than anything else, and I think it was a success. I've been harvesting almost weekly, so it's a cut and come again. How you call it? The type of vegetable that when you harvest, it gives you more. You harvest, it gives you more, just like lettuce. And for us in Houston, Texas, the best time to start your garden huckleberry is in March. And they have done well for me. Okay, if you know my garden, you know that one of the hallmarks of my garden is a lot of peppers. So if you haven't seen any peppers this year, it's been very intentional. I did not focus on growing peppers in 2025 because I have half a freezer full of peppers, and I needed to focus on growing the garden huckleberry without any, disturbances, any other thing interrupting the growth of the garden huckleberry. So I dedicated a couple of beds just to the garden huckleberry. But I do have peppers. You may not see it, but look, this is habanero. You see that? I'm going to give you a closer look. I started the habanero peppers from seeds, a lot of them. And then at some point, when I decided that I was not going to focus on peppers, I did throw away a lot of the seedlings, gave some away, but then I saved a few and I planted them in the holes of my cinder blocks. And and behold, I have peppers. They did not grow as big, but they're producing peppers for me, and I'm so excited. Let me give you a closer look. All right, let's take a closer look at my habaneros. See that? And look, it's growing in this tiny, tiny hole in my cinder blocks. So I planted one here, two, and then three over here on this bed at the very end, and then on this other side the same thing. So yes, I did not plant a ton of peppers, but I planted a few, and this is still more than good enough. The egg has been doing so well. I've been harvesting them and eating them as snacks. I've been cooking with them. I've given some away. So let's see how much we can harvest. And I wait until it is like changing colors a little. So you see this one is quite white. And then when it's mature, it has this butter yellow, this butter yellow color. That's when I harvest. Now, if you wait too much longer, then it turns like this. This is kind of ripe now and too mature. But yeah, that's the garden egg. This particular one is the Nyanya Chungu. If you're from Kenya, hello. So that's the Nyanya Chungu garden egg from Kenya. I already showed you the garden Huckleberry, my okra from Greece, the Elinitsa okra, and then along the fence I have bitter leaves. Now let me show you these other peppers that I have here. So these peppers are the Nigerian bell peppers, also known as tatashe. I planted them last year and I was not gonna grow them again this year. And then I was like, oh, if I don't grow the peppers, I might lose the seeds. So the only reason why I decided to grow tatashe again was to preserve the seeds. The best way to preserve seeds is to continue growing the plant. So yeah, I had the tatashe seeds last year, grew them, saved the seeds, and then planted them again this year. So when it's ripe, it looks like this. So it's used a lot in Nigerian cooking. We've come to the end of the garden tour. I hope you found some value. I hope there were some things that you were able to learn. So we ended the tour with this basket of vegetables. I have the garden eggs in here. I have some of the bird's eye chili. That's the peri peri peppers. And then I have tomatoes as well. You know, I can cook several meals just by visiting my garden daily. I can cook okra soup. I can cook tomato stew. I can cook bitter leaves. I can cook jam and jama. I can cook eru, all because I grew some vegetables in my backyard. So this is me encouraging you to just start a garden. Do not overthink it. If you have some space in your backyard, get some seeds, throw it in there. Don't overthink it, and then you will learn as you go. Okay? Don't say next season because you need to learn this and that and the other. You will only learn when you get started. So just get started. Even today, grow something, and you'll find that you'll grow your health in the process. And that is the whole reason why I choose to share what I share on this channel. Thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate you a lot. Thank you for watching the videos, watching my videos. Thank you for sharing my videos. By the way, help me share the video. Tell somebody about this channel if you find value. If you find value, do not gatekeep. Okay? Thank you so much. Until next time, you grow a garden so that you can grow health. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.